Yes, we're back on campus with students, and we're wearing masks, and it's great to have everyone back. Actually, there's no one in my office, so I'm going to take this mask off, but I'm wearing it just to show everyone the importance of following protocols, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I think you can probably hear me a little bit better right now. So we're back on campus. We are so glad that people are back on campus. The energy is back, and it's really great to see students again. Although it's not the same because we don't have everyone back, and for everyone has their extenuating circumstances for us to remain in virtual school. We understand that we are still living in a pandemic. It's not normal yet. It's not normal until every student can be safe on campus without risk of infection. It's not normal yet until we have more until our vaccines are being distributed to everyone. And so for the time being, yes, campus is open, but we're still in a pandemic. Yes, campus is open, but COVID is still all over the place, and there's still risks to infection. And we have to be aware of that. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. There's some information on the newsletter about for every student, and especially concerning yearbook. We're taking pictures at home this year, so that'll be an interesting yearbook, and I think a really neat one. Be on the lookout for the information about that in the coming weeks, about what kind of resolution you're going to need and what background you're going to need and so forth for those pictures. There's some information about after-school athletics for both virtual school students and face-to-face students who are planning to come and participate in after-school sports. Remember, these are individual skill development practices that we have, non-contact during that time. So please pay attention to that. And then the majority of today's newsletter, or this week's newsletter, is also, again, geared towards not returning back to campus, carpool safety, lunch, and whatnot. So that's the newsletter. Really, two things that I wanted to share with you, video-wise. One, our teachers this week have been champions for trying to juggling virtual school and hybrid face-to-face school, sometimes in two different classrooms plus virtual, all at the same time. And so why am I saying that? One, because our teachers are rock stars. They've come really prepared. They are learning on the go. So there's no playbook for this. There's nothing that we've had in our own trainings and practice as educators to deal with a pandemic and teaching within a pandemic. So we're learning. We're learning from other teachers. We're learning from each other. We're adjusting as we continue each and every day. I like to say we're failing forward. So every time we mess up, we're going to learn and we're going to become better. We've done a lot of that this week. Our middle school teachers have taken a lot of the tips that they were learning from their high school teachers who started the week off in a face-to-face hybrid model, and we're able to apply it Thursday and Friday. And we hope that next week is going to be better, and the week after that is going to be better. So hats off to our teachers. Again, if you have opportunities to say thank you, please do. And thank you for being patient and flexible, as this is the year of patience and flexibility as we continue to work to provide the absolute best education here in Costa Rica to your kid. So that's one. And two, it kind of goes back to safety. We are committed to having the safest campus in Costa Rica with face-to-face. Our goal is to not have any infections on campus. Our goal is to not have to close our school because there was a positive case here. And in order for that to happen, and in order for us to remain open the entire second semester, it is incredibly important that we follow all of the safety protocols in our reopening plan. Starts with wearing a 2 or 3 layer mask. It starts with social distancing. It starts with not involving ourselves in large gatherings or being in areas of large gatherings. That's a pledge that we all have, and that's a pledge that we signed as parents and as families to commit ourselves to protecting this community. There have been reports of students, especially in the high school, of gathering in large groups, or larger than 30 students or larger than 30 people. That to me is extremely concerning because that jeopardizes us as a community. That puts us at risk of potentially having a positive case on campus. And so I'm imploring, I am telling you that we must follow the protocols that are laid out in the reopening plan. Yes, they're strict. And sometimes they're stricter than what the government is asking us to do. But that's the only way that we're going to be able to provide a face-to-face education on campus, which is what we all want. And so I know it seems very, punchy and to the point, but I can't stress safety enough. We have teachers who are sacrificing themselves and putting themselves at risk each and every day to come to campus and to teach your kid. And I think the least that we can all do is make sure that we're wearing our mask properly on campus and off campus, that we are minimizing our interaction with people outside of campus, that we are maintaining to our social bubbles that we have, and we're not just gathering in large groups, even though everyone might go to the same school. That's not the same. And so please, please, please abide by the pledge that we all took to come back onto campus. If we can do that and we all do that together, we will be open the entire school year. I guarantee it. And so that's my message to you this week. May all of you have a great weekend and ready to learn. Students, be ready to learn next week. Bye-bye.